All right, guys. We are waiting 2 or 3 more minutes, and then yeah, we will start. So some more minutes of patience, and then the show might begin. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's close to 5 after 8 p.m., at least for the German guys or Central Europe. Yeah, Settle can start the screen share, and then we can begin, I'd say. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I will just need the permission from Gaines to share now, because it doesn't work like before. Do you see the screen?
Nope.
Yeah, it say I can't stream in here, but it worked before.
Okay, then I will just start.
Okay, now it worked.
Okay, yeah, you do this? Okay, yes, great. Okay, nice. Yeah, so first, welcome everyone, and sorry for the slight delay. Okay, 1 minute, that's okay. Yeah, today, just to give you like a short overview, we start with the roadmap stuff. We will only highlight the highlights because there's a lot of stuff going on and we don't want to make it too long. Then we'll showcase and leak some stuff from the web wallet and WebEx so far. And then, of course, you can ask any questions you have. So, yeah, let's dive right into the roadmap update. And before we get to the main point, we have a few more highlights we want to talk about. And this is, what is happening with the current DEX? What is happening with the client DEX or also dubbed core DEX from now on? We want to release an API interface so that if you want to run a bot, you don't need to have your laptop and wallet 24/7 open. You can just use an API. We want also to implement a trading fee reduction once more bugs have been fixed. We also want to, of course, new pairs and tokens based on DAO votes. And we also, if there are some bugs reported regarding a few errors in the UI, we will, of course, also want to fix this. And the main goal here is to have the core DEX running until the WebEx is in mainnet, public mainnet. So we think this is like really a breakthrough, and we want to have it all around all the time. And we don't want to have it shut down or not running just because we're lazy or stuff like this. So we want to showcase all the time that the DEX is working. We want to have also more volume with the bot stuff in this. We also want to have more use cases for HDN holders now, or at least in the soon future. So this is the stuff where we are doing this. And now the most or biggest part, which hasn't been teased yet today, but actually in a few AMAs before. And this is basically the tokenomics stuff. So we have teased a few weeks ago already that we will have two big roles within the Hydronet ecosystem. The watchtowers and the hubs. I will really try to keep it short today to not waste too much time. So the titans are basically the actors which are running the hubs, so the order book, the order matching, and are like really a big central part. And the guardians or the watchtowers are basically making sure that the channel states are like the latest channel states and no older channel state has been published. So the watchtowers are, we could say, more for security, and the titans, of course, are taking care of the trading. And maybe Fede can help me here a bit or give more info on what we are planning to do here.
Yes. So hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. Yeah, so as you explained already, the Titans and the Guardians will be two main entities in our new Hydronet network. And so the Titans will be basically what the hub currently is. So the new Hydronet network will support multiple Titans, multiple hubs. So we will implement also a decentralized order book. So these Titans will have the main goal. Their main goal is to run this order matching engine, this decentralized order matching engine, and basically route all the payments for the swaps between the different peers. So to do this, they have to collateralize a certain amount of HDN, and this is needed for safety measures because, of course, if a hub misbehaves, then he basically can ruin the network. So we have to make sure that every peer, every swap is being successfully completed. So we want the hubs, the titans to be running correctly. So if a titan behaves badly, then he gets a part of his collateral slashed, and this part of the collateral will get distributed to the HDN holders and the other peers in the network. And the guardians are other entities in this new Hydronet network, and they will have they will basically run watchtowers both for Lightning, for the Lightning network, and also for our new EVM protocol, off-chain protocol. And so they will also have a smaller collateral because we need them to still behave well. They, as Yujo already said, will broadcast the latest version of the channel states in the case one of the peers basically broadcasts an older channel state to the blockchain, and they will get also a fee for this. Joe, I think you are muted.
Fuck, you're right. So yeah, I want to summarize it again without being muted. So we will have two important roles within the Hadron Dex network. That's at least what we imagine. And for both of these rules, you will need to have HDN as a security collateral. For the Titans, quite much. We don't have any concrete numbers. This same for Watchtowers. Watchtowers a bit less. As yeah, they are important roles. They need to not do anything stupid. If they do something stupid, which can be checked via some some tools to like make sure they don't post fancy stuff, which is not the case. Then they will get slashed. This is the case, for example, in Ethereum. There you have validation nodes. And if you try to do something fancy, which is not really according to the rules, you will lose basically your rewards. In this case, you might lose some parts of your collateral. So not completely, of course, but some parts. And if this happens often, the network might also be able to ban your Watchtower Titan. And this of course like a service or like a job, which is of course serious. So these actors will also get paid from the DEX fees. And as this is of course some complex mechanism with the back and forth and the interactions between all this stuff, we are also working on a visualization tool to showcase what all these watchtowers, hubs, daily DEX volume, the revenue, and stuff like this, how they interact all together. This is what we are aiming for, and this is the basic idea. If you want to be a participant of the Hadron DEX network, you can be, but you need a certain amount of HDN, which will be locked up. And for this job, you will get some parts of the DEX trading fees. And yes, I guess this is all for now. We are doing more research at the moment regarding providing channel liquidity, especially for EVM on a permissionless stuff, because we are quite aware that the channel liquidity is one of our bottlenecks. So we want to improve this. And also we want to improve the order book, as there are some shortcomings, and we want to like get it really more decentralized and just improve it basically. And maybe regarding the external designer, Fidi can explain a bit more here.
Yes, so we want to basically develop a MetaMask-like extension that will be able to sign not only the EVM transactions like the regular MetaMask, but also to sign the messages that are needed for the off-chain payments, and also sign transactions and payments on the Bitcoin and the Lightning Network. So this is still on research, but we think it might be possible. So we will investigate this later, and then this is basically our goal with the external signer. This will allow the users to basically do all the swaps without ever exposing the private key to the website, because the new web wallet will completely run inside a browser.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we've covered now what's going off the core stuff, Cortex stuff. Just to like summarize it again. We will now dub it as Cortex, and it will continue to operate and be maintained until the DEX is in public mainnet. And yeah, I mean, you can see for yourself what we are planning for this quarter here. And also, we are slowly shifting the focus to the web wallet and the web DEX. And yeah, tokenomics. We are still doing some research here. We will in a few months, I mean, later this year, we will provide a proposal. This will be discussed, and if everyone agrees on like a final draft, then this will go into DAO vote to like have it officially voted in. And for the research stuff, I mean, it's basically saying it's research. So yeah, there are a few topics we would like to take care of, and these are the main topics. And so yeah, all of these I guess Seattle just changed a bit. So all of these topics, of course, require some solid guys who are working on this. And I'm really happy and proud to announce all the stuff and all the stuff we have been working on, of course, but also the team update. So Max, who is already in the call today, is a front-end developer, dev, and Jay has just finished his doctoral thesis in basically game theory. So he's one of the best guys to help us out with tokenomics simulation. And we've also Trax, also a German dev, who will help us with the audiobook rewrite. And yeah, I guess you could already take some guesses here, but Fede has been working the whole time as basically WebEx dev, as backend dev, and will continue to do so. Philip will join him in the near future. Sertil, who's also here in the call today, will work on the front end side. Kilpari, who was been working on the core decks, will step down, and T-Rex, who is currently working as content creator but has also a few years of dev experience, will also help at the front end and back end side. So basically, will also support the WebDex dev team. And yeah, that's all I can say about the roadmap and the team update so far. And now we can come closer to our sweet, nice stuff that we've been working on for some time now, completely hidden in the shadow. And we have done an amazing job to not leak anything, because there were often times where we're just like, okay, it would be really nice to have this out, but everyone kept it a secret, kept it around. So we want to introduce Lithium today. We also are thinking about LA3, which is Lightning for Web3 as a term here for marketing. But when we're doing improving Vector and all this stuff, we have seen, of course, all the benefits it has. I mean, Vector is a great protocol itself, but it also has some certain shortcomings. For example, or most importantly, Vector doesn't allow multi-hop routing, and you need multi-hop routing to have multiple hubs, and we want to have in the future multiple hubs. We want the community members, the DAO members, who have some good amount of HDN to be able to run hubs, and if you want all of them to be interconnected without having multi-hops. So you need to have a very big update on the LVM side to make this possible. And yeah, I guess Fede has been working on this for basically the last year. So I guess there's no better guy to introduce this protocol than himself. So I would just give him the mic.
Thank you, Joe. So yeah, as Joe already said, we are now currently using the Connect Vector protocol for the EVM payment channels. And it is a great protocol, but it has some non-idealities that we wanted to improve. So in this past year, a lot of time has been spent in researching a new protocol that could be used instead of Vector. And so we tried to improve the Vector protocol a little bit, and it was already a great improvement. Then we also investigated other protocols like the seller payment channel protocol, and also the other protocols like Raiden. We studied them a bit, and so we came up to the conclusion that we needed a new payment channel protocol that wasn't already out there, because we wanted to keep everything as cheap as possible, so keep all the gas costs very low. We wanted to also improve the swap speed. So because right now in a swap between two users, the bottleneck in the speed is because of the Vector protocol that has to do a lot of calls to the blockchain to fetch some data. So with this new Lithium protocol, we are now using fewer fewer calls to the blockchain, so it is way quicker than the Connex vector. And so this new protocol is way better than the vector protocol, and it will also allow to, for example, dual fund the channel, to also rent a channel without having to pay the rental fee prior to the channel opening. So it has a lot of new feature that we will explain better than in the future.
Yes. We will release much more info in the future here. And yeah, please ask your questions at the end, because otherwise we will get more distracted than we are right now. So it is a great improvement. We will also release more details on like what the speed improvement actually is. We will also release more details in next weeks and months about what we have already achieved and what are the current next goals. But of course, this is very, very important. One side, of course, for the WebEx itself, but also for the tokenomics later. So it's really great to see that the WebEx technology, but also the tokenomics side, HDN, the DAO stuff, everything is coming together and interacting with each other, and it's really nice to see. And it's really nice to have this tech available now, and to have this. And I mean, we've teased a lot of the web tech stuff today, so we can give now the mic to Settle and Max, especially if Max wants to showcase some stuff about the web wallet. Settle, you need to turn off your screen share, and then the community can see.
Yes, I'm gonna have a few words before we showcase anything.
All right.
So, knowing the past with the client Dex, the trouble that we had with it, so I'm gonna give a short call regarding the stack of the WebEx. So we are using one of the top 3 JavaScript frameworks, so it's one of the latest stack. So it's quite easy and quite recent, so quite easy to find people to work on it in case we need. It's quite fast to implement change. It does not require like a senior dev with 30 years of experience to work on it. So it's really an improvement in terms of speed. We also aimed to have a design that is a little bit more standard. So it's not customized as the client Dex. Is it still possible to change some color and theming, such as dark and light mode and some primary colors? However, it's kind of what you see in today's standard as design, because we aim to focus on speed and feature development instead of spending too much time on design. But that doesn't leave the UX experience out. We really want to simplify the experience there. So I'm gonna maybe mention as well testing. The client Dex that we had today, we knew that we had a lack of testing there, and with the WebEx we are ensuring testing. So we have tests that run every time we want to merge or ship a new feature, and so we know if there is a problems or we introduced something wrong. Yes. So maybe before Max showing off the demo, I'm just going to speak about the quarter goal that we set for the WebEx. So first of all, will be for sure demonstration of UI and UX capability, so really easing the experience for the users. In terms of hard feature, today we have a wallet already done. We have the transaction page that is already displaying transaction, and we have the send and receive functionality on chain already implemented. And for this goal, this quarter, we want to implement the off-chain one. So meaning paying by invoice or sending via address off-chain. We want to also ship the channel management page, so where you can see all of your channels and manage them, meaning opening a new one, closing one, force closing one, and see all the detailed information that you could think of. We have some design research to do as well. I'm not gonna disclose now these details, but we still always try to improve or plan the next feature ahead in terms of design. And the big step for the end of the year will be to have a closed alpha testnet release with a group of people, a selected group of people that could actually try the WebEx in testnet, and we can collect feedback to ensure a really smooth experience for the user. So not too difficult, but also containing the necessary information for you to run a web wallet. All right. So now I give the screen to Max that will showcase a little bit of the functionality that we implemented. So I'm gonna stop the stream now, Max.
Yes,
and you
thank
can go.
So,
All
hello
right.
everyone. First of all, I'm glad to have joined the team, and yeah, what should I say? I'm really happy to be a part of this, and let me show you something we've been working on for the last couple of months. I hope you can hear me well and you can see the screen.
Yeah, working.
Perfect. So, for security reasons, I did not show the first step where we put in our mnemonic or the seed phrase, because then you would see it for now. But there is a first step where you can put in your seed phrase and import an existing wallet where you have all your assets. So now you can see the overall view of the wallet, of our web wallet, where right now we have just 4 assets displayed, but in the future you can, of course, import your own assets. Then you can see we already tested with some on-chain values like Bitcoin and ETH and USDC. We did not implement yet something like an API to calculate the dollar value. But over here you can, of course, search all your assets and select them by network and do some table actions. But the really interesting stuff is, of course, in the actions where you can, for example, send off-chain some ETH. Up here you can see the asset we wanna send, and then you can on-chain, off-chain. Like said before, the off-chain capabilities are not there yet, but you can paste here your asset, the amount, and then whether you wanna have a slow, average, and fast transaction speed. Well, then of course the receive. Here you can see again the asset, then on-chain, off-chain, and your asset address. You will have you have to send, of course, your ETH and implement a QR code where you can simply show another person your address or manually again. Well, the same, of course, working for the other assets like Bitcoin 2. And here receive, you have the test Bitcoin address here. Well, that of course, we can go to the transactions page. Here again, you have filtering and overall the receive or the type we have been testing, the date. Then you can also look in the details, like open the transaction in the Explorer, where you can all get your details. As you can see, we've already been able to do some channel stuff here. So we are on a good path. Then you can customize your experience with our web wallet and our WebEx. You can change, of course, to dark and light mode. You can change the colors. If you're into green, then everything will change to green. You can even set background tones. The currency, of course, is important. It will calculate then everything to your selected currency, time zones, and time format. So it will be your own web wallet with your own customizations. Then Node, nobody wants to put in his mnemonic all the time, so you have the option to remember it. So it will resync every time you refresh the page and resyncs with a saved mnemonic. And in the future, of course, you want to import some tokens and change log where you can see what's happening. Well, and now I will present you a mobile view. We have already been working on that too. I'll switch it for a second. So I hope you can see it again.
Yeah, visible.
Perfect. Nice. So again, here's the mobile view. Again, here like assets, and we can, I don't know, open the model for the receive. So we've already established some optimizations for the mobile, but this is all, of course, a work in progress. The transactions are displayed here like that. So as you can see, 16 minutes ago, I received some Bitcoins I sent to myself. And if you watched at the faucet, you could have seen that I sent myself some stuff in the last couple of days. Of course, see again, switch to light and dark, have some customizations once again. So overall, going to mobile, I think, is a pretty huge step, because anywhere in the world on the road, you can do some off-chain transactions and on-chain. I hope you guys are as hyped as we are. We are really proud of what we've already achieved here. And yeah, I think that's for the demo. And we can talk a bit more about the rest that's coming.
So I just had something to clarify for the people now that you mentioned mobile. So the technology that we use, we will provide two builds. One is a web build, so we'll run it in the browser, and we'll still be able to deliver a client application. So basically exactly the same content that as you see on the WebEx, but as a downloadable asset. Mobile is kind of alpha testing there on the solution that we use, so we don't know yet how it will look like, but it's ongoing development to the team that make the solution. So no worse for mobile now, but we'll still be able to reach it via web. All right.
Yeah, nice. Thank you for the presentation, Max. And yes, welcome officially to the team. And from Jay in the next weeks or months, let's see, you will also get something presented. It's already also a great guy who can give much valuable input. So today you've already learned or get to know the first edition, and it won't be the last, hopefully. And yeah, I'm really proud to have built this team with Fede, incredibly talented and hardworking dev on the back end, and Sertil doing the front end stuff, and Max not only working on the front end but also helping with the back end. Really great team. So that's why we have been able to achieve this already. Of course, that's not where we want to end. There are a few more steps left, which we have explained in the roadmap. But yeah, you can see we are not only talking a few buzzwords. We want really to get stuff done. And yeah, that's where we currently are. We will summarize the important aspects why we think this is such a big game changer. I guess most of you can imagine that the step from downloading some unknown file at a website we have at the moment, in comparison to the future, where you would just go to like Uniswap, you will go to some page of Hydronet, and then you will be able to swap native Bitcoin to use the T on Arbitrum. We are also looking, I don't want to say too much today, but we are also looking on implementation of non-EVM chains for Lithium. So it's really, the opportunities are amazing. So we are really hyped. We've been hyped for the last months, I'd say, to finally announce this and share this with you guys, as you've been supporting us all the whole time. As we think, we've already done great work and showcased a worldwide first stuff like cross-chain Bitcoin to Ethereum, and what we have right now with the mainnet wallet in beta is already really a great achievement. But it's really not over yet, and I'm sure I can speak for everyone, really excited to have this where we are right now, and also the next future steps, also to have everything aligned with the tokenomics, to have a decentralized network of multiple hubs, and if one hub goes down, there will be 20 or 30 more hubs which can do a backup. And of course, this will take some time, but nevertheless, we're really, really bullish here. And I guess I will try to start with the few questions. I will try to answer it. If I can't answer it, of course, I will pass it. Is splicing still a thing? Yes, of course. So maybe most of you don't know this yet. It's like a big update for Lightning Network, which will allow more or less some kind of EVM channel stuff that we have right now. It's not really implemented or used in many applications yet, except for the, oh damn, I've forgotten the name. So one from, I guess it's the Phoenix wallet. I'm not sure. So one wallet has implemented it. The other implementations don't have splicing implemented yet. If splicing in Bitcoin is implemented, we will also implement this, and we are really looking forward to, as we think this will be a big update for Lightning. How did you overcome the web node shortcoming? How is it being hosted decentralized? I guess I pass this question to Fede.
Yes, so right now the Lightning node is fully running inside the browser, so you don't have to host a full Lightning node on a server or somewhere and then connect to it. But we managed to get the Lightning node fully running inside the browser thanks to to basically WebAssembly. So we were able to create our own Lightning node piece of software and then compile it to WebAssembly so that it could run directly inside a browser. And yes, also the EVM node is running inside the browser, so everything is running there, and you don't need to basically keep a server running for these nodes. Of course, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. There was a follow-up question. The EVM node will also be running inside the browser?
Yeah. So the EVM node is running inside the browser. And if you didn't guess it already, while Max was showing the web wallet, well, that already had the Lightning and the EVM node running in the background. So yeah, they were running there.
All right. Okay. When open source is the WebDex being developed as open source? We don't have any concrete plans on this yet. When open source, the WebDex won't be developed in an open source environment. We have a few competitors, especially if we could say Portal, for example. But other projects are, of course, looking into off-chain swaps too. And we don't want to give our work away for free. We of course have plans to open source the Cordex. There was a DAO vote a few weeks ago, and we have also plans which might even be earlier than this, to open source the Lithium protocol, because Lithium protocol, in the best case, we want to have it audited officially. We want it open source to have like more eyes on it, and also we want other protocols and parties to be able to use this protocol too, because if more parties use this protocol, they can also provide liquidity. They can also help improving the network itself. So yeah, that's for the open source topic. What is the external Bitcoin signer good for? That's another question for Fede. So Fede, what's the external Bitcoin signer good for?
Okay, so as you probably know, MetaMask is a great tool. It allows to keep your secret phrase, your mnemonic, away from basically any website that could somehow steal your seed phrase. So having an external MetaMask is just an external signer where you just put this mnemonic in a safe environment that is not accessible by the website. So we want to build this external signer also for Bitcoin, because as you know, MetaMask is just for EVM networks. So if we manage to also create a MetaMask-like extension for Bitcoin, then you will also be able to send and sign Bitcoin transactions directly from the browser without ever having to input your mnemonic inside your website, but just by storing it in a safe environment.
So yeah, so at the moment, you can't use this, of course, because we still have to build this signer. But in the end, we want to have our own MetaMask signer, like basically a D app of MetaMask itself. It's called MetaMask Snaps. And or for the EVM side, we plan to use MetaMask. So yeah, you don't have to input for mainnet, of course, your seed phrase anywhere except using MetaMask and our own Bitcoin sign. Plans are working out as expected within MetaMask as a basically D app as a so-called MetaMask Snap. As far as I know, we have linked the MetaMask Snap explanation in the roadmap. So thank you, Fide. Next question. I know numbers aren't finalized, but do we have rough ballpark numbers for the Titan and Guardian roles? No, not really. So like we've explained or stated, we're doing a lot of research here. We are also working with the simulator now, which is like in the first very rough stage to like get a feeling what does make sense, what is feasible. Of course, tokenomics are like one aspect here, but on the other side, we also have to make sure it will scale. So we can't start with like 100 hubs in the first day. We will slowly start with a second hub, then a fourth, then a 10th hub, and then see how everything scales. So as we don't know yet, like the number that really makes sense on a tokenomics way and also on a technical way, we can't give out ballpark rough numbers, because if I say one number now, you will basically come back to this number all the time. So I won't say any number. Unfortunately, that's like the truth. We don't want to like gaslight you. We don't have any numbers here, and this also goes like for how many HDN are used. What we can say is that there will be much more watchtowers than hubs. If we say this is like really a rough number, if there's like 10 hubs, there might be 100 watchtowers, something like this. And if there's a lot more, but also again, ballpark numbers. These are not final. We have still a lot of work to do here. But what we can say now today is that we plan to have much more Titans, that we plan to have much more Guardians than Titans, so much more watchtowers and hubs. Because you can't rely on one watchtower to make sure that everything is running smooth. So we will have more watchtowers, and watchtowers will also be much more easily to set up in comparison to running a hub. So that's all I can say at this stage. We will have the tokenomics update, which will include especially the starting Guardian jobs and how it all works together. And then we can see what the numbers are. Yes. Okay. So next question. Lightning has been in development for many years, with many devs working on it and maintaining security, finding and fixing bugs, etc. All for Lithium is a huge announcement and accomplishment. How will you attain a level of confidence and security that Lightning has after this many years? Is it harder, different, etc.? I can't answer everything, but I can start. So from what we've known so far, it's much more easier. We are also not starting completely from the ground. We've researched a lot of different state channel protocols. Like Fede said, there has been Plasma, there's ConnectSpectre, there's Raiden, there's Sealer network. So a lot of networks where you can like see what they're doing, which has been audited, which is open source. And we've tried to take the benefits here and added a lot of our own stuff, and that's what we are currently have. Like I said a few minutes ago, we want to open source it. We want at a later future also have an audit. And maybe Fede has something more to add here, but this is how we basically want to have the confidence by having it open sourced and also a security audit.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. So this is a great question, actually. So yes, Lightning is a great protocol. It has been developed for many years and by many devs. But the thing is that developing a payment channel solution for the Bitcoin blockchain is way more difficult than doing it for an EVM-like blockchain. Because, as you know, Bitcoin doesn't have smart contract capabilities. So it is way difficult to implement all this technology just by using the very simple Bitcoin scripts. So in the EVM, you can build and develop your own smart contract. So it's way easier to implement this kind of technology. So yeah, we know that we have to make sure that it is very secure and very robust. So we will also get all the contracts and all the code audited to make sure.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah. I guess you've answered this question already, but I will try to repeat it. Does the seed phrase allow for importing this of the seed from the core wallet and have a complete transfer? Yes and no. Yes, for the on-chain assets and EVM state channels, as far as I know. But the Lightning stuff, I'm not sure. Maybe Fede can answer this better.
Yeah, so the seed phrase that you will import in the web wallet will be just a BIP39 mnemonic. So it's compatible with the mnemonic that you input in the core DEX, so in the current client wallet, and also it's the same one that you input in your MetaMask wallet. So you can just reuse that phrase and use it for our web wallet, so you will access all the on-chain funds related to it. For the off-chain funds, it's a bit more difficult, and it's not possible to directly move the funds that are off-chain in the channels, so in the current in the vector channels. But you have to close those channels, and then you have to open new channels with the Lithium protocol. This is because simply it's a completely different protocol, and so it requires new contracts, and so yeah, you have to do this operation, but it will be just one time.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Thank you. One question is, when is the DEX statistic page coming? We've just achieved a big breakthrough today, or yeah, the order book devs, order book guys like Alex and Raul. So we are quite confident to have this ready within the next few weeks. So shouldn't take too much long, counting from today on. So this is something we're working on too. Yes. But next question: how does Lightning work? I guess Lightning node. But how does Lightning work in a browser node and still be self-custodial? That's a question for Fede.
Yeah, I think we replied to this already before, but I will repeat it. So now the Lightning node is fully running inside the browser, and it will be self-custodial because every Lightning channel will be simply related to your private key. So when you input your mnemonic, you will derive the private keys that will be used from the Lightning for the Lightning channels, and so those private keys won't ever be exposed to anyone else, but will be stored locally, either in your browser or in your file system if you are using the desktop version of the application. And so yeah, it will be self-custodial because of this.
All right. Just need to check the next questions. Again, a question for you, Fede. I'm sorry. Can a wallet be saved and encrypted locally? Yes.
Yeah.
So like,
it
I
will
guess
be
there was a
possible.
comparison to like we have now for the core wallet, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, so it's not implemented yet, as we wanted to first test the core features, so to test all the protocols, all the channel opening, payments, and yeah, all the main stuff. But yeah, it will be possible to store and encrypt the wallet safely, like the current core DEX. So it will be possible, and if you're using the desktop wallet application, it will be encrypted and stored locally in your file system. And we also want to then in the future provide some feature for some backups for your off-chain states that you always have to keep safe. So we want to add some features that allows you to also back them up on maybe some cloud storage like Storj or the Interplanetary File System, or even maybe Google Drive or whatever you want, so that you don't ever miss your channel updates and your channel states. Sorry.
Yeah, and if you are wondering now about security, the channel states without like having access to the on-chain stuff is quite useless. So yeah, if Google Cloud would be corrupted or stuff like this, as far as I know, there still can't happen much to your off-chain stuff if someone would have access to this. If yeah, having this question right now.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, I will try to do one question on my own. Is there any updates on announced centralized exchange listings? Do you have solid plans about listing or other tier 1 sexes in the next weeks? We can't say much here. I guess there has been an announcement that a contract was signed. Contract in this case includes NDA, so the next time you will hear something here is coming from the centralized exchange. And yeah, until this happens, unfortunately, we can only ask you to stay calm and yeah, be excited what exchange it might be, because we are literally not allowed to disclose this, otherwise it would be a breach of contract. And yeah, so yeah. That's all I can say here. One tokenomics question. I'm not sure how much we can go into detail there, but Fede can feel free to elaborate. How would these hubs or watchtower work? Is it just staking, or do we have to run, for example, a node?
Okay, so first of all, we have to say that this is still on research, so we still have to develop it fully. But the idea is that the user that will be running a Titan, so a hub or a Guardian, a watchtower, will be running something that is more similar than a full node. So it won't be just a simple contract. It will be really like a network of nodes that communicates between each other. And so, yeah, I think this is the reply.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we can only stress it again. That's something for research. Something up for discussing. We are definitely not final yet. That's why we've put it into research and dev topic. Yeah, once we have like more good ideas or better imagination how it will be, of course we will share to you. But right now, yeah, it's still under research. Okay, the next questions. Sorry. Will leverage trading be possible now that we have WebEx capabilities? Elaborate a little bit, please. Right now we are really focused on normal swaps exchanges. We are quite aware that derivatives trading, leverage trading comes with a lot higher volume, so it's definitely very interesting. But right now there aren't any good protocols on off-chain solutions we could take any idea from. And as you can imagine, we have quite a few tasks now on the roadmap. So we don't have any concrete solution. If there's more idea, or if we achieve all the goals, then we will definitely think about this too as next step. But first of all, we need to get all the stuff done, and then we can talk about topics like this. Definitely very interesting. But as for today, as for the next, I guess, months, this isn't really a topic we can do much research or put much work into, as a few other stuff like tokenomics, web wallet, WebEx, etc. All need our attention, and all these stuff also need to work first before we can put on extra stuff like leverage trading or yeah. Okay. Will Vortex be integrated into WebEx? Not completely sure what Vortex is referring to, because in the past there have been a few names for this. But if you're referring to the grid bot, this is not planned for now, but it's planned at a later future to have an API ready. So everyone who wants to run a bot, in best case, you can run your bot on Hummingbot and then just plug in using the WebEx API and set up your own grid. Maybe at an even later future, we can build some inbuilt UI, but that's not on the task list for now, because we all first need to get all the other stuff done before we can think about such features. Will the core DEX downloadable DEX client be switched to Lithium in the future? As far as I know, it's a no. We want to have it running. We want to maintain it. We want to improve it regarding bugs. We want to increase the channel rental limits, trading limits. We want to have it maintained and running stable, but we won't switch on the core DEX, on a core wallet, to Lithium. Cortex will still be updated, yes, if there are bugs, if there are order book updates which require some attention or some updates, or for example, the fee reduction, the higher channel limits, if they require some stuff, if there are UI bugs which get reported, the Cortex will be updated. I guess the last update was about, I don't know, 12 hours ago, something like this. So earlier this morning, there was the last Cortex update, and it shouldn't be the last update. When can we expect proposals for the next trading pairs in the DEX and for limits to be scaled up? So for the limits, we need to get out of the or get closer to like the end of the beta state. We have currently the bug bounty running, and I guess at least 20 or over 20 eligible entries were collected in the past weeks. So there are, of course, as you can see, still some things left to be done. And we need to have these bugs fixed first before we scale up the channel and the trading limits. So this needs to happen first, and then the limits can be increased. For the new proposals, I guess once the bugs are fixed, it's the same topic here. We can add more pairs and tokens and stuff like this. Can I close the WebEx if I submit an order, or does the order get cancelled? That's a question for Fede, I'd say.
So currently it's not possible to do it, but the Lightning developers are now trying to implement the so-called asynchronous payments. And this will probably allow this kind of things. So when they are done with it, then we will investigate it and see if we can also replicate it for the Lithium protocol, and then maybe implement this in our swap features. So yeah, we still have to research that, but I won't say that it's not 100% possible.
All right. Okay. Thank you a lot. Just need to check if there are no more questions. So Phil was so kind and provided us the question. As far as I can see, there are no more few questions. I will check also the chat. Looks quite empty so far. Yeah, of course. One aspect, we are quite aware that we also have some macOS or Apple users which are using or wanted to use the client DEX on their MacBook or whatever they're using. And of course, these guys will also be able then to use the DeX because yeah, it's working on Mac OS 2. All right. Okay. Let me check again. All right. So I guess yeah, we have finally mastered yeah, today's release day. It's been a full day. I mean, we've started with the update that the DeX has been fixed and the order book has resumed. I mean, we are quite aware that we right now there's only one hub. This is a limitation. It's especially related that Connext Vector doesn't allow multi-hop. But as you can see now, we want to solve this. We also want to implement more hubs in the future, and for this we need Lithium, and so in the later future it will be much more decentralized than it is right now. But I've seen it also in the chat. You still could, of course, withdraw from off-chain to on-chain. You could still send your funds out of the wallet, of course. So it's self-custodial, but right now with only one hub and with the huge plan to change it, and this is where we're heading. This is where we're also heading with the tokenomics to have multiple hubs enabled. And yeah, and I want to say thank you to everyone who joined and attended today, who asked the questions. And also, of course, to the bug bounty reporters, we've just paid out all of the bug bounties so far. Hopefully, we didn't miss anyone. I guess we've missed one. This guy has already said this, but everyone else should have received the bug bounty. We've collected the addresses in the past few days. And yeah, the client DEX is back online. This means you can resume trading, you can resume testing. There's still some bugs left, I guess. So yeah, if you want, you can spend your time there. You can also spend your time on reading the roadmap update. Like I said, we will explain a bit more about the WebDex in the next days with an article. We tried to explain a lot today, but of course, some written summary is great. And yeah, so thank you for everyone. If you want to support this direction we're going and the roadmap, there are bonds available. If you want to support this, because we need to pay infrastructure and devs and external devs and service providers and stuff like this. And yeah, we want to have. We already have more devs, but I guess there can never be enough. We also want to have full-time devs. So yeah, if you want to support us, there are bonds out there. I guess there will be a bit more in the next days and weeks. The SEX listing will take place in the next in this month, at least. This is what we can say as far as I know, but we aren't allowed to say where exactly. And yeah, so thank you for everything. Maybe there are a few last words from Max or Settle. I guess Settle has to leave already, but Fady maybe can explain a bit more. And if you have a few more questions, ask them. We will try to answer them as good as possible. But today it's been a long day. Everyone is awake since the early morning. So hopefully you can understand that we need to get some rest and some sleep now. But nevertheless, we will try to answer it. We have tried to summarize everything as good as possible. The multisig will put up later a DAO vote to make sure you agree with our plans and not that we just have some stupid ideas which you don't agree, because there had been some bad experience in the past, like with the bridge stuff. But hopefully you see the potential like we see in moving to mobile compatibility, into moving to our more standard protocols, into using new libraries and stuff like this. So yeah, everything is moving, I guess, hopefully in the right direction. I hope you agree here. So yeah, support us as best as you can, and we will happily reply to you and help you with getting to know everything better and more in the next days and weeks. So as from my side, thank you for everything. have a nice day, have a nice evening, and see you in the soon future, hopefully. So some last words from Fede. I don't know.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.